What up? It's Reckley Podcast, man. Episode number 146. We out here. My name is Randy Little. If you new to this, if you true to this, been sticking it through with us. Um, you know how we do. It is October. I told y'all last week that we was gonna kick two episodes in back-to-back weeks because I got that OCD and I need to stay on my every 2 week schedule. So this episode puts us back on the 2 weeks, and we got two horror-themed discussions in this episode. The return, Nick Goodman, Rocket, my dog, a return guest who is returning from like years back. You know what I mean? So y'all gotta stay tuned for my homie. But we talk a couple news items and modern horror. The majority of the discussion stays within the 2000s, since the year 2000. Fun conversation, fun discussion. For a minute, I thought we was gonna run on fumes, but we got a good damn near 2 hour episode for y'all. Again, ratings, high, low, thumbs up, down, it's all love. Just kick us some feedback. Reviews is dope. I appreciate it. No matter where you at in the world, it's all love. Recently in the theaters, Smile 2 came out 2 weekends ago. Woman of the Hour, the Anna Kendrick directed thriller on Netflix, came out 2 weekends ago. This current weekend we got Venom: The Last Dance. And over the next 2 weeks between now and the next episode, nothing releases in theater. Like, there are no major theatrical releases. And I'm gonna talk a little bit to clarify, but I'm pretty sure anything coming out over the next 2 weeks is a limited release. And if Wikipedia, which probably isn't accurate, but see, Juror number 2 comes out from Warner Brothers. Supposedly the last movie Clint Eastwood's gonna direct, but it's getting like a 50 theater run. They're not gonna report the. It's so stupid. Like, Warner Brothers is so fucking stupid. Here, Tom Hanks, Robin Wright, directed by Robert Zemeckis, is getting a limited release, but it goes wide on the 15th. There's Heretic, Best Christmas Pageant Ever on the 8th. Who's really checking for those, man? Keep it honest. On physical media, this past Tuesday, the 22nd of October, Deadpool and Wolverine came out. Signs and the Sixth Sense got 4Ks. Twisters, Paramount Presents put out Ghost on 4K. In a Violent Nature supposedly came out. I haven't seen anybody that literally physically has it, because I know I ordered it and don't have mine yet. Borderlands came out. Cuckoo came out. Warner Brothers put out a DVD-sized complete box set of Veep. I see some re-releases. I am curious as to what The Beast Within is. Jon Snow in a werewolf movie. This upcoming Tuesday, I see a Zodiac 4K. I see a How the Grinch Stole Christmas TV special 4K. Arrow's putting out a Trick or Treat 4K. Addams Family Values 4K. Dee Dee is coming out. Like, that's what I'm checking for. Amazon says I won't get it until Friday. Sons of bitches. The following Tuesday, let me see. I missed the 15th of October, it looks like, but I don't think shit came out on October 15th. Yeah. Nightmare on Elm Street 4K, The Ring 4K, Fear the Walking Dead, the complete series, The Crown, the complete series. But on to November the 5th, right quick. By right quick, I mean like in a few minutes. November the 5th, We Were Soldiers 4K, Kino Labor putting out a Rules of Engagement 4K, the 4:30 movie directed by Kevin Smith, Strange Darling, Blink Twice, The Crow, Trap, It Ends With Us, Orphan Black, Echoes, Afraid. I see an Expensive Tuesday on the horizon. November 5th is going to be stupid. But we're going to be back, and we're going to be talking modern horror. It is a Rec League podcast. We back. Told y'all that we was going to do this 2 episodes back-to-back thing real quick. Y'all know Rocket. He's loyal to the soil. Was here yesterday. This dude with 4 eyes and the headgear looks kind of familiar. That might be Mr. Goodman. But my dog, James, been on 1 episode a few years ago. So if you want, you know what I'm saying, reintroduce yourself, let everybody know where they can find you, whatever social media that you on, if you want.
I don't even think I know my social media by heart. My name is James. I love movies. Me and Randy talk all the time about basketball and movies and stuff. So I'll probably tag in my social media once I look at it because I don't give it out that much. I don't forgot the names of them.
Bet.
But I'm here.
If Rocket and James seem a little bit hostile towards each other, that's just fantasy basketball beef. So I'm gonna throw this out there. I didn't write this down, but do we care to discuss Blade getting delayed?
Will it make it if we do?
Yeah.
That's a fact. That's why I asked.
I don't know why it's taking them so long to even get that together. They should Batman Beyond the whole thing, honestly. Get Red Pipes to be the old Blade and usher in a new Blade or something like that. It's not that hard. You have a vampire.
It's only going to be one Blade.
Yeah, he did say it'll be one. I don't know what's going on.
I don't think it's getting delayed. I just think it ain't happening now.
Yeah.
I think they greenlit it without thinking about
straight up
make that there aren't vampires in the
MCU.
They're just they aren't there. They're just
are we all caught up on Agatha?
I'm not watching it.
I am.
And I am. High key, that was kind of just directed at Nick, but I didn't want to be rude. Cause I know Nick's watching it. I didn't know Rocket was watching it.
I caught up last night.
But in 1 episode, they have mentioned vampires, correct? I'm pretty sure I heard it.
Yeah. But also, I mean, be honest. After Endgame with this multiverse stuff, and we saw No Way Home, you could do what they did in a sense, like how they did Ant-Man, the second Ant-Man. It was
the good sequel.
Yeah, exactly. Do a post-credit scene, but also with Blade. How many times have they done movies where the timeline is this, but this actually happened before this movie?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like Black Widow. First of all, that movie should have came out years ago, prior to when it did. But if you think of the whole scheme of the timeline of the movies, that's why I think Black Widow, even though it was during the COVID, period and all that. Still, though, she dies in Endgame, or I can't remember which one she dies in. She dies, and then they make her movie.
The whole movie was from Beyond the Grave.
Yeah, it's if they would have, even if after, say they would have made it before Endgame, when her character was still alive, now I think it would have been it would have been more interest. Why am I going to watch a movie about a character that I already know is dead? Like, they just made it to fit the timeline. That's how I saw it. So
what's a trip? What's up, James?
As far as Blade goes, it don't have to be on a whole superhero level event. It could be something like a street level event. Like he's some gutter, handling business, taking care of vampires in the gutter, the underground, that a world that people really don't know about. I mean, it don't have to be on no big grand scale of things. It really don't.
Yeah.
Give it to Sony. Stop fucking around. Give it to Sony. They'll know what to do.
Absolutely not.
No.
First of all, it's a trip that Black Widow take place before Infinity War and Endgame, but that post-credit scene was way after setting up Hawkeye.
Yeah.
It's a mess. Civil War.
Yeah.
Could have been at the end of Endgame, and it would have been cool.
This is kind of Kevin Feige's biggest fumble, because we all know the story. Mahershala Ali won his Oscar, called Feige, I want to play Blade. Okay, cool, green light.
That's what it was.
5-6 years later.
But they wrote the script at least 4 to 5 times already.
Yeah. But, like, the answer is right there. Let Jordan Peele handle this whole thing. It's horror. It's a black lead. It's right in his wheelhouse to fucking cook.
I maintain. I just feel like they're having trouble like making it fit into the bigger picture.
Yeah,
because like Agatha, like you've got Agatha happening right now.
That has nothing to do with the bigger picture.
Skip it. You weren't really missing anything, and that's how I think the TV shows should be. It's like if I skip Agatha, I'm not going to be confused when Captain America comes out in February. I'm not going to be like, what the fuck are they talking about? The Darkhold and all this. They aren't going to be talking about it. I'm not going to be confused. But it's like they've got to work Blade into the bigger thing. Otherwise, you're just going to have another Eternals, and it's going to flop. And I feel like they have trouble doing that. And that's probably why they're rewriting it. They're like, shit, now we have to put Doctor Doom in it.
I just feel like Disney Plus screwed up a lot of stuff, though. Because, like, prior to Disney Plus even happening, I could take family members that, like, they would be, hey, I would ask them, have you seen movie A, B, and C? They're like, no, I just want to check this character out. Cool. It could be part of the big picture, but it was also a standalone movie where it would fit, where if you've seen the other movies, yes, to us it would continue, but to a newcomer, they can sit, watch the movie, enjoy it, and then say, okay, cool, I like this movie, I enjoyed it. To stay on point, I'm going to go back and rewatch or watch the other ones leading up to this point, where now, if you don't have Disney Plus, you're going to be lost. Like, that's what happened with the Marvels. Miss Marvel, Monica Rambeau. Yeah, Monica Rambeau was a little kid in Captain Marvel, the first one. Now she's grown up and she's in WandaVision. Well, if you don't have Disney Plus, now you're watching the Marvels. You know who Captain Marvel is, but who the hell is Monica Rambeau and who's this other character? That's what I'm saying. Now, if you don't have Disney Plus, you got to do homework. And I think that's what's hurting Disney, where before everything was, there was continuity and it was flowing, even though each movie led to the other, but it was also its own standalone, where now, if you don't see this movie, you're going to be lost because you didn't see this show or that movie. It just, Disney Plus kind of messed it up. I think that's why, like you said, with Blade, you got a 2-time Academy Award winner calling you. I want to be Blade. Boom, done. But also, then if you're gonna greenlight a project because he's calling, then have him put more input. Like, who would you like to see direct this? Yeah, if you want to do it, bring in your people that you're comfortable with, because that's what happened is, okay, good, we got Mahershala Ali, great. Now, but yet, the holdup is I don't want to say it's him, but as a 2-time Academy Award, winner, you have that pull to be like, no, I don't like this script. No, I don't like that script. You want to, like, everybody knows Wesley Snipes' Blades are at a level now that now they're iconic.
Two of them.
Like, still, the first 2, yes. I know the third one, not so much.
Blade Trinity is dog shit.
The third one is also a thing.
For the record.
Still, though. And then after what he did in Deadpool, now that's even more iconic. So now it's another bar set up. It got raised. So at the end of the day, this, no matter what is done, it could be a solid movie, but now it's going to be compared to what he did And now bringing him back.
Oh yeah.
He's a beloved character, especially Wesley Snipes. I think right now they're letting that momentum cool down, but Snipes will be back. You know, they're going to do Secret Wars. I got a feeling he's going to be back, at least do another cameo in there. But this has been going on for 5 years. I mean, if you go back, and I know we've all heard this and all that, Wesley Snipes stopped doing Blade after Blade 3 when he was 42 years old. Mahershala Ali is 50.
Yeah.
By the time he gets going, say they started today, it's going to take 1.5 to 2 years for it to even get. He's going to be 52 by the time it comes out, and that's just one.
I think
Blade
they pick someone younger now.
Yeah.
Way younger.
Agree.
Unless they do what they did with Chadwick Boseman. You know, before he came out as Black Panther, he was in Civil War. He was the character, but in somebody else's movie. That's the only way I can see Blade working right now to buy some time.
Miss Marvel season 2, let's go.
And get people hyped up to when the Blade movie finally comes out.
Wasn't that technically him in Eternals?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talking to Black Knight.
But it's like, why?
Yeah.
Like, what? That's
exactly.
my question just as a fan. That's cool. Why?
Aren't they trying to form like the Midnight Suns group? Is it the Midnight
That's the
Suns?
rumor.
Yep. Yeah. That's the rumor. Yep.
Shit ain't happening.
Have we all seen the Love Hurts trailer? Ki Kwan, Ariana DeBose.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of looks like Everything Everywhere All at Once meets Nobody.
Yeah, it looks like Nobody, but like funnier.
Right?
Yeah. The cast looks insane too.
Yeah.
Marshawn Lynch out there just trucking boys.
I'll be honest with you, whether it's good or bad, I don't care. It looks a lot of fun.
A little bit of Bullet Train in there as well.
Yeah.
A little bit of Bullet Train in there.
Yeah, that quirky humor with some dope action scenes.
Mm-hmm.
That's like it came out. It was like Academy Award winner Ki Kwan. I was like, yeah, hell yeah.
Star of Loki season 2.
February 7th?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, I am too.
We got that before Blade.
All the young girls getting dumped on Valentine's Day can watch Ki Kwan kick ass. Martin Lawrence announced that they're 25 years later pushing Blue Streak 2 forward. Are we excited?
Not at all. I mean, I am, but
yeah, it's like I'm gonna watch it, but we couldn't have got this shit in like 2002.
Yeah.
As I said again, you talk about somebody who's not getting any younger. Like he's gonna be 60 by the time 60 something by the time that comes out, won't he?
No shit.
Is that math? I think that's math. I'll watch it.
Yeah, I'll watch it. I just hope I just hope the comedy is not forced and overdone. I hope it's I hope it's written well, and it at least makes us laugh.
Yeah, like the first Blue Streak, was it great? No, but it was entertaining. It was entertaining. It was fun. Now, but the thing is, still is, it's not like a major IP where it's like I love Martin Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this is what he was doing. The Black Knight, like it felt like every other week he had Black Knight, Blue Streak. He had like another movie coming out like every other month. And
Big Mama's House.
But that was the streak of those movies. And now to do a Blue Streak 2, okay, great. I mean, people have, that movie has fans, but 25 years later, like you said, like it's
a reach.
Yeah.
Hey, get Jay-Z back on the soundtrack and bring Dave Chappelle back, man. We got money.
It's giving. I'm feeling a streaming release. Not to knock it. I feel like it's Sony.
Don't you put that evil on me.
Beverly Hills Cop it. Probably put it on Netflix.
I'll tell you this right now. Netflix, I can see it being on Netflix because they're going to start losing out on a lot of stuff. But I'll get to that later.
They're like...
That's disgusting.
Maybe like Beverly Hills Cop. Like you look at that and you think people love Beverly Hills Cop. But it's like if they'd have put that in a theater, like it would have probably flopped.
Mm.
You'd have people like us.
I'd have been there.
Older people. But like Gen Z isn't going to go see that. Like they aren't going to go.
Who names a kid Axel?
I agree with you, Nick.
Drake.
I agree with Nick, but also at the end of the day is, okay, when Knives Out, Glass Onion came out, they had like a limited release. I think it was like a 1 week or 2 week thing or whatever. It made $15 million. Now, they paid an exorbitant amount of money to Rian Johnson, Daniel Craig to do 2 and 3, right? I don't even know what the number was. It was over 200 million. But they did 2 and 3, and they gave 2, at least a limited release. They made some money of it back at the end of the day. When you do streaming, remember, there's so many people on this planet. If Netflix, say, got everybody on this planet to subscribe, they could be doing all these movies, but there's no more subscribers. That's it. That's your revenue. Like, you're maxed out.
That's what I'm saying.
Else is coming along.
They increased all our monthly subscriptions, got the rest of their budget back.
But that's what I'm saying is sooner or later people are gonna get tired of that too.
Yeah.
Like that's why people saying cable cut, no more cable. But at the end of the day, there's people not paying more than what they did with cable. That's why cable will always be around. Like if you have bad weather, there goes your
internet
streaming.
Is
gone, you're screwed.
Yeah.
They go streaming. But at the end of the day, cable is always going to be around because it's, right now it's, you got, Prime, you got Netflix, you got Hulu, you got this, and remember, those are just the subscriptions.
Damn.
You need internet.
Max don't get a name
Internet
drop?
is expensive as well now. So just the internet alone, with the subscription, like, you're paying, I know people that are paying damn near almost $400.
For internet?
No, with internet subscriptions and all that. But I'm like, damn, that's crazy.
They trying to fleece and hustle the consumer now with all these bundles and shit.
But going back to Nick's point, though, is Netflix better watch out. Because I don't know if you guys read or heard the story with Margot Robbie's new movie. Like, it's the same people she's working with that did Barbie. Made what, 1.5 billion, 1.4 billion? Mm-hmm. Netflix outbidded everybody. And put up 150, and she denied it and took 80 million for this other studio because they were going to get a theatrical release and all that. And look at the drama with Rian Johnson now. But to Netflix defense, Rian Johnson knew what he was getting into when they gave him those 2 truckloads of money to do Knives Out 2 and 3. You knew this was exclusive just for Netflix. And I feel like Netflix just appeased him with that 1 or 2 week limited release. So, nothing could be said. Now, he wants a theatrical release for Knives Out 3, and then I do it. He's pissed off.
I hear that.
I got a feeling Netflix, this is their model, but also big time creators like a Margot Robbie now, has her own production company and doing her own movies, and people like Rian Johnson. This might be the last time, Netflix is going to start getting big time names and pictures going to them because they don't want to do a theatrical release.
I think it's the Netflix release. I think they should probably do maybe a 3 to 4 month theatrical release, and then if they want to stream it, it'll be exclusively on Netflix.
Absolutely,
exclusively, but also I want a physical copy as well.
Yeah,
I don't even think Glass Onion got a physical release, did it?
Nope.
I got one. Yeah.
You didn't get.
I got one.
Yeah, bro.
But yeah.
Like 2 things though, like not that I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna skew more grown-ups than the original. But I'm a little salty. We not gonna get Happy Gilmore 2 on physical.
I'll get it.
And then, hey, ain't nobody worried about your stinky tunas. But then I just read something within the last week that Daniel Craig told the CEO of Netflix or some shit that Glass Onion needed a theatrical release.
Yep.
And dude said that's not our model. He told, well, your model is fucked up.
Yep, he did. Yep.
Daniel Craig is a G.
Bro, and that's the thing is in the beginning with this, Netflix getting these great. It was great. Now I feel like the people that work in these movies, they have a right to have, their movies put out theatrically. They put the work in, all these big time actors and all that. I mean, great. If you want to do something limited, like a Netflix exclusive by Netflix, great. Look at the first Knives Out. Made a nice chunk of change.
Mm-hmm. I would have really
nice chunk of change.
Action too in Adobe Cinemas. Man, could you imagine seeing that in Adobe?
I got to see that early, and I walked around for like a week knowing everything about it.
Mm-hmm.
I just remember being like, I could ruin this movie for so many. Like, I could just like, watch out for Evans. They'd be like, But I'm just saying, just watch out. Just watch out.
And that's one thing. Like Glass Onion, when it had that limited release, I went out and seen it because I wanted to see it in the theater, and that's the best way to see it.
Yeah,
it was full too. I went and saw it.
I'm telling you, bro, watching some shit for the first time at home, like it hurts the experience for me. It takes like at least a half a star off my rating. I gave Woman of the Hour like a 3. If I saw that shit in the theater, it might have been a 3.5.
Mm. Well, my biggest takeaways from seeing Glass Onion in the theater was the Plane trailer played, and when it came up and said Plane, everyone in the theater laughed. Like the most glorious, loud laugh. I was like, guys, the movie looks great. What are you talking about? For some reason, I remember that more than the movie. Just everyone laughed. But you look at the movies that are out now, like came out this year, that were like Beetlejuice was supposed to go to streaming. It was originally
that's crazy.
Hit as a Max release, and they were like, no. And like Alien Romulus was originally going to go to Hulu, and they were like, no, fuck it. And like Beetlejuice just passed Dune as Warner Brothers' highest gross movie of the year. Beetlejuice 2. And it's like,
it's pretty close to 300 million.
Like
it's 436 million as of today.
Worldwide.
436 worldwide.
I think they put it out too early. I mean, it's still legging out through Halloween, but I think it came out a little too early. I think it would still be making like truckloads of it had come out late September.
And that's the thing, like Nick, you're saying, that was supposed to go streaming. Imagine if it was streaming. That's 436 million. You just lost out. Like this is like it's just
nowhere. Yeah, it's weird. I don't think Blue Streak 2 would make that. I don't think it would put up Bad Boys first. But somebody is pitching it that way. Somebody was like, "You see what Bad Boys did? How about Blue Streak for life or whatever?"
That was the headline. Due to the success of Bad Boys, Ride or Die, Bad Boys for Life, Blue Streak 2 gets a green light.
It's like, no. Do Big Mama's House 4.
Ooh, no.
But Disney owns that, don't they? That was Fox, so that's never happened.
Yeah. That's a fact.
Big Mama 4. Fuck.
Like grandfather, like grandson.
I don't want to see none of that.
Hell no. There's Predator news I wanted to get to before we get to the main topic. We're getting the Badlands movie that has been talked about for like a year and a half or so. Dan Trachtenberg coming back, Elle Fanning starring, set in the future. Same brain trust as Prey, man. I'm hyped. In theaters next November.
Yeah, amazing.
Again.
Yep, I was just thinking that.
Again, Prey could have been in the theater. I understand it a little more, seeing as like the Predator didn't do that well. So it was probably some guy in a suit was like, we don't even have the Predator name brand to sell it. Let's just put it on Hulu. So it's a good choice that they're putting this in the theater. I think it will do well, and I'm excited because Prey rocked.
Was Van Damme in the suit?
No. Maybe. And then also next year, there is what is supposedly an already finished animated 3-story anthology Predator movie that's going to come out before Badlands.
Oh, I see that.
In the theater?
I think I read just that one's just going to stream.
Yeah,
either way, I got to watch that.
Okay.
Sounds dope.
But like Nick was saying.
Did y'all see the Terminator anime cartoon?
I heard it's really good.
It's really good. It's really good.
It's like Terminator Zero, something like that.
I think it's Terminator Zero. But it's really good. I binge watched it in one day.
Dang.
Yeah, it's really good. I enjoyed it. That's one thing I can say about Netflix. When it comes to most of their cartoons or / anime productions, they do drop the ball at all. At all.
Yeah, I watched their Castlevania, one. The first Castlevania, now they got Castlevania Nocturne. I just bought season 1. I got to check that out.
You need to watch all the Castlevanias.
Yeah, I got to check that out.
Watch it.
I watched Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim's going to be great.
I'm not a big anime guy, but I did watch that, and it was good. I enjoyed it.
I also heard they got a Tomb Raider one too right now.
Yeah, I'm actually probably gonna watch a few episodes of that today.
That just got greenlit for season 2.
It already did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang. Okay, I gotta check that out. So
every time I start an anime show, like I always end up falling off. Like I watched 2 episodes of that Batman show.
Oh no, you need to watch the Cape Crusader on Amazon Prime.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, Cape Crusader was fire.
For whatever reason, I fell off, and I just have not gone back to it. Maybe
very nostalgic. Like it gives you that old school Batman, like the animated series, but also with great animation and storytelling. It's really good.
I take it you all checked out the 2-parter, The Long Halloween. Have you guys seen that one?
Y'all know I watched that shit.
Yeah.
I just watched that shit earlier this year.
Yeah, it's good. I enjoyed that one. That's a good one.
I think it's the best of that sloppy ass universe they tried to put together.
Yeah, it was not good. That portion of it, putting it together, was not good. But like I said, like how Nick was saying with Prey, imagine if that came out in the theater, even for a month. You can't tell me it wouldn't have made money. I think if it would have had a theatrical run, it might have. Like I said, it ain't gonna make $1 billion. It wasn't gonna make 500 million, but it could have made 250, 300. You know what I mean? That's money. That's money that they wouldn't have gotten. Well, they didn't. That's money that they didn't get. Forget that. They didn't get that money.
It's always risk. You've got some guy like, oh well, Predator historically is not done well. It's like Alien historically has not done that well at the box office.
Yeah.
Like, you look at it and like, what was it, like Highlander? Like those movies never made money, and they made like it was just like to just be like, fuck it, we got $20 million. We could just make a Highlander 5. But it's
Highlander.
They do that, but it's like you take the risk or you don't take the risk. But for like every movie like Prey you put on Hulu, it's like Joker got 200 million and it just like lost 200 million. Like that's gone, children.
That's a fact.
Yeah,
like so you may as well just roll the dice sometimes. Prey,
Alien Romulus right now is at 350 mil. So I'm
on an $80 million budget.
That's on an $80 million budget. So I'm thinking I don't even think Prey makes that much, but because of how successful Prey was in streaming and people were saying that it should have got theatrical release, I think that's why they moved Romulus from streaming to give it a theatrical release.
Even though it was called Prey, I think the marketing could have featured heavily on the Predator, and then you show how badass Amber Mid-Thunder character was. I think that shit would have had legs.
Is she the second one, the Badlands one? Supposedly she's supposed to be in that one, right?
No, sir. It's set in the future, not in the Apache times.
Dang.
So Elle Fanning is going to be the badass in this one.
When you say future, are we talking
tomorrow?
Yeah, like present. No, future.
I don't like that.
I'm assuming 50, 100 years from now.
Oh, okay.
They haven't said yet.
Okay, as long as we have, some advanced weaponry and all that
stuff.
Yeah.
She could still be in it. I'll say, like, the thank you for smoking. Like, thank God we have the whatever device.
Yeah.
Like, she show up.
Variants.
And they could bring back Arnold Schwarzenegger. Remember, he's the Terminator. Just do some cybergenic, mend them together.
You're like, how did you age? And it's like, oh, well, that's easy to explain. And then they just do it, and it's like, okay, it's cool. He looks older. It's all fake, and nothing's real. So, but yeah, new Predator. I swear to God, though, like, I'm not gonna watch the Alien versus Predator movies.
No,
like, I can't. Like, It's like every time I watch them, they trade off. It's like all of a sudden there's a new Alien and a new Predator, and you're gonna do it again. And it's like I can't keep watching those.
I did it. I did it before Covenant. I did not do it before The Predator. I think I did it before Prey. I did not do it before Romulus.
I did it before all of them.
So I trade off too.
Even like the first Alien versus Predator, like, is fine to me. Like, it's not like I don't mind.
Sanaa Lathan.
Requiem sucks. It's like
it's not good.
Worse.
It's called Dark, the movie.
Harder to see.
I wouldn't mind them just doing an Alien versus Predator movie without the humans. Just
That was another thing that
discussing
film that's where I was getting all this information from, and they said a new AVP movie is possible.
Oh boy,
I would be excited. Like I said, you put that out, I would be like, yes, let's fucking go. But then I would have to watch Requiem and be,
all of them.
My sales. I'd be like, this is a stupid concept. Why don't they just leave each other alone? This is stupid. They aren't from the same place.
A 2-week binge of only watching like 4 good movies.
Yeah.
You got to thank Predator 2 for that though. Towards the end, when you see the alien head up on the wall, the skeleton head.
Yeah.
That's where that all started.
Thanks a lot, Danny Glover.
Yeah. I love Predator 2, by the way.
I do too.
Correct.
Predator 2.
Yeah. So, our last October episode, you two on the bottom signed off on this and then asked me what we were talking about. Modern horror. What do we want to consider modern horror? The last 10 years, 15 years since 2000?
All that shit Jenna Ortega was into in Scream.
I was trying to remember what she say.
She's like, I prefer the Babadook.
Yep.
That's me.
But
Babadook, good. I haven't rewatched the Babadook in like years.
But what she like not grounded. I don't remember.
Elevate or
okay.
That's stupid.
I probably haven't watched a lot of that.
I hate that term.
The last great horror movie I've seen was probably Hereditary. That actually scared the shit out of me.
Hereditary, really good.
That's the last great horror movie that I've seen. Now I've seen some. I forgot the name of it. I call it the Airbnb horror movie.
Barbarian. Barbarian was good.
Barbarian rock.
I enjoyed it, especially when you go downstairs and you have a whole different type of living arrangement down there. That was pretty good. But as far as I'm concerned, what sets the standard for modern day horror is Hereditary. Maybe Midsommar a little bit, but definitely Hereditary for me.
I wanted to ask that too. Like, who do y'all consider the best like current horror director? Ari Aster, Mike Flanagan, Jordan Peele.
I feel like Jordan Peele has the pedigree that still don't have yet. Not that they're not all great, but it's like they sold us with like no concept. They were just like Jordan Peele's second movie.
That's it.
February, whatever it was, to be there, and everybody was just like, "Yep." And it was like they didn't even have like a cast. It was just like you're there, and it's like I am there.
And also, Jordan Peele's films to me are a little bit more creative.
Yeah.
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 I don't give a fuck what this fourth one is about. I'm watching it.
Yeah, it's like where it's like people didn't go see Beau is Afraid. I thought it was great. I enjoyed it for what it was. Just like what the fuck, but it was just being like Ari Aster's new movie. It didn't get people there. I think Mike Flanagan, he's more hit and miss to me than other people, but generally movie-wise, he's really good. But I think putting his name on something is not necessarily like a selling point. Whereas I think Jordan Peele has that. Like he's one of the.
Like Long Legs. I'm sorry.
I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen Long Legs yet.
Did y'all like Legs?
I saw Long Legs.
In the mirror.
I thought it was,
Legs.
I'm not going to spoil anything, but I thought it was a little bit overhyped.
A little much. It's really good, but it was not my favorite this year.
There was a lot of elements to the movie that I did like, but overall I thought it was overhyped.
There's so many good, really good horror movies this year.
I was about to say, Nick, hit your women in horror for 2024 right quick.
What I'm saying, like. But yeah, like us, we're going into Oscar season. Like we're pretty much in it. Like you got Conclave is out, The Brutalist, and all these movies that people are talking about. It's like Oscar bait type shit. I'm sure they're great. I haven't watched
Venom:
them yet,
The Last Dance.
Venom: The Last Dance is out, so we're in Oscar season.
Gladiator 2 coming.
But yeah, but like we are gonna be forgetting like all these women that have been in these, like Demi Moore is so good in The Substance. It's nuts. Like but like she won't get nominated for like maybe the Golden Globes because they break off the categories.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, but it's like other than that, like Lupita was so good in A Quiet Place.
Yeah,
and we're gonna forget about that Oscar season. They're gonna be like, no. And Hunter Schafer was in Cuckoo that like I feel like nobody watched, and Cuckoo was
I
like
gotta buy that. I want to check that out.
Cuckoo, like I lost my mind over for some reason. Like by the time it was ending, I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" Like I was like, "So what the hell?" And Sydney Sweeney in Immaculate was insane to me because like she wasn't really on my radar until that movie last year.
Anyone But You?
One But You. Like I thought that was good for what it was, but it was very much just what it was. You know, just a kind of straightforward rom-com. It was good. I enjoyed it. But like other than that, like I didn't like Euphoria, so like I just didn't care for her. But it's so fucking good in the movie Immaculate. It's like insane. And it's like you've got this generation of like younger actors like that who are taking on these roles that are like not like vanity project. Like usually like Paul Mescal is doing Gladiator. And that's like his first role like that. Usually actors will come into the game, get popular, and then start doing movies like that immediately. But like you look at all these younger actors are doing these cool things like Immaculate and Cuckoo. Like these movies are insane, and like they won't get recognized for it. It's like Paul Mescal will probably get recognition for Gladiator, but if he were to do, you know, The Lighthouse or something like that, like he'd get ignored for it. And I think that's weird. It's weird to me. Blink Twice was a really good movie. I know Randy, you saw.
I didn't get a chance to see that yet. Blink Twice.
Are you trying to hurt me?
Yeah. What's her name? Naomi Ackie was in Blink Twice, and what's her name? Adriana Ajorna. She's great. She was in Blink.
Of Hitman fame.
Mm-hmm. And none of them will be nominated. Channing Tatum was great in Blink Twice. Like you can talk about actors. Like James McAvoy was fantastic in Speak No Evil. He won't get nominated.
Nope, he won't.
Well, I mean,
fantastic.
he's always fantastic in anything he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Split.
Yeah, he's fantastic in anything he graces.
I'm missing. So I made like a whole list of, like women, but
once again, ignoring Melissa Barrera.
Oh yeah, well, Abigail, I it was great, but not on the like Smile 2. What's her name?
Naomi Scott.
Naomi Scott.
Princess Jasmine.
Princess Jasmine to me, the Pink Ranger.
Yes.
Outstanding. Unbelievable. That was like a next level, like what would otherwise be like a career changing performance from someone.
So actually, Smile is probably the last horror film that I've seen in theater. Well, Trap is not considered horror, but Smile.
It's not.
Trap.
But I haven't seen Smile 2 yet. I haven't had time, but I love Smile.
Smile 2 was better than Smile.
Really?
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
I think so.
Because like Smile was like to me the kind of movie where it was like they would have made like 20 years ago. It just been like, boo, Smile, and it was like, all right, let's go see it. And it would have been kind of stupid, and it'd be like, all right, remember Smile? Remember The Grudge? This was good times. But it's like they put it out a couple of years ago, and it was like it's better than it should have been. It was like the concept was just like, wait, this is really scary, and like the act really good, and this is creepy. Smile 2 just takes everything that worked and like elevated it, cranked it up, and then like it was by the time you get like really into the shit, it was like way more chaotic and stressful.
I'm gonna make sure I go see it this weekend.
And yeah, it was like I wish I'd had like a more full theater, which I almost never do, because people get on my nerves. But like I only had a handful of people when I went to see it. It was kind of late, and I would have had more people to be like, "What the fuck?"
What about you? You sickos and your Terrifier movies? Those are modern.
I want those.
I keep seeing people talk about it, but I haven't even watched a trailer for any of them yet. I have no idea.
You're not missing out much.
You are, dude. You're missing out. They're fun. To me, though, like, and I feel like most people are on the same page with it. I feel like it's more just like we're championing like indie filmmaking with it. Like the fact it made for like $5 in a dream, and it got to go to wide release theaters. I think that's great. Like it reminds me of Saw. Saw is not like a phenomenal movie, but like when it came out, it was just like certain people that watched it. We were like, dude, this rocks. This is great. Why is no one talking about this? And then like a year later, Saw 2 was the #1 movie in the country, and I remember being like,
it's like that hostel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they just kept making them, and every year it was like, you know what fucking time it is. Like, I guess it's Saw.
Until Lionsgate decided it was Paranormal Activity weekend.
Yeah.
Final Destination weekend.
I was there for that too. But like to me, it's just like it's more about the success of the story than it is. And then I feel like the filmmakers, the actors, and everyone involved with them are just like, they really love it. It's not just like, well, let's do a Terrifier 4 and just put them on a boat or just. It's like the story. Well, that's what they used to do back in the day. They were like, fuck it, Michael is in a hospital this time, and it's like, okay, cool. The story for 2 and 3 and 1 is like the same thing, and like 4 will be the thing if you watch 3. They're worth watching. I had fun. If you don't just, if you're not watching them expecting like Smile 2 level greatness.
That's another guy though. Is James Wan possibly the best or most successful horror director over the past 20 years?
Yes, maybe.
Sam Raimi. Yeah. 20 years, yeah.
Yeah, Raimi's like 40.
Yeah, James Wan.
Yeah. Yeah. No, the Conjuring universe rules, I'm afraid. I'm sorry. Sorry, Randy.
Being owned by Warner Brothers, does it rule though? It's inevitably going to crash and burn.
They're only, I always say, like, it's funny, like, they could not get a DC universe off of its feet. But, like, the Conjuring universe is just still rolling along.
Or a Lego universe, or a monster universe.
Mm-hmm. The monster universe it's still there. It's like, it doesn't seem to be their top priority.
It still exists.
But, like, they're on Annabelle 3 and The Nun 2 and Conjuring 4, and they're just, like, still trucking. Most of them are pretty good. Like, if you actually watch them, like, there's not that many in there that, like, suck. Like, I think the Annabelle movies are good.
I've never been a fan of any of those type of movies. I kind of stay away from horror, but there are some movies that I do watch that I get into, like Hereditary, Midsommar, Smile.
Midsommar was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Midsommar was so scary to me. It's like unsettling to me.
Oh, It Follows was really amazing to me.
Follows. Smile
sequel
is
coming
similar.
soon.
Yeah, there's a sequel to It Follows, which, I mean, the way that the first one ended, I kind of feel like, yeah, we do need a second one, because was that really something that was following them at the end? I think
It was following them.
Pennywise?
Yeah, Pennywise.
Yeah, that's the crossover we need.
Most definitely.
It Follows.
I mean, Muschietti isn't bad either.
Nope.
I haven't seen that.
Sure.
No, Andy Muschietti directed Mama and the 2 It movies.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with his name. I didn't know he directed.
You didn't care about Mama?
I don't know, man. I love the 2 It movies. That's, if we're talking horror, I've seen It and It Chapter 2, but he did a comic book movie that a lot of people hate, and I haven't seen Mama.
What comic book movie was it?
The Flash.
The Flash. The goddamn Flash. But he did Mama, so it evens it out. Mama. I remember Mama. Mama's okay.
And then months later, they spoofed it in Scary Movie 5.
Yeah, I remember Scary Movie 5 just being like, most of the plot is just Mama. And that's weird. Like, usually it's like, I don't know, Mama had just
That movie was so bad, it felt like they filmed it and edited it and released it within like 2 months.
I'll give
Which
that
one? Mama?
Scary Movie 5.
Oh.
I will give that movie the whole thing with Snoop and Mac Miller out in the woods. I'll give it that. Those scenes were funny to me.
No.
But that's all I remember, really. And then, like, the Planet of the Apes, like, something about Planet of the Apes, like...
I absolutely hated that shit.
But... That's it. That's all the good modern horror movies. All the other ones suck.
Well, name some of those.
You got to talk about Shyamalan right now. Like, if you're talking about the last, like, 10 years, like, you got to talk about his, like, little comeback.
I actually
The
liked
Visit.
what was it?
Visit's real. Cabin in the Woods?
Knock at the Cabin.
Not Knock at the Cabin.
Woods rules.
Hey, Cabin in the Woods is good too, though.
Yeah. Woods rules. But yeah, Shyamalan, like, making this little comeback. When everyone wrote him off, I was still there.
Yeah.
I was, like, going.
It's like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, to me, like, he didn't go anywhere. Like, if we're talking within this century, we could talk about his whole filmography except The Sixth Sense.
I mean, he did fuck up one of the most cherished properties of all time. So
I'm giving him a pass, though. Like, that's his worst movie he's ever done. But he was trying to do shit for his kids. Didn't really understand the source material.
you should have watched.
Like, I didn't watch the show. People always are shocked. They're like, you didn't watch Avatar: The Last Airbender? But, like, it came on when I was, like, in high school.
Yeah.
I was, like, a little just, you know, it was just, like, a little after my time. Like, I was just like, guys, I'm going on dates with women right now. Like, I'm not watching it.
I was still watching The Last Airbender. The Last Airbender is one of the greatest cartoons of all time.
Yeah. And, like, maybe one day I'll just be like, whatever. But, like, that's my only source of, like, I've seen that movie maybe twice. And, like, it sucks. It does blow. Like, it's not a good film. But
It's terrible.
my only thing, like, so if I watch the cartoon, I'll be like, I remember this from the movie. Like,
Man.
The-
I
It's wild though, because like when I saw, I'm like Nick. I never saw the cartoon, saw the movie, and I'm like, oh, it's not that bad. Until I watched the people like, you know what? Watch the cartoon, then come back to me. So I bought it on physical, obviously. Saw the series, man. That movie's dog shit. That movie's terrible.
I got a confession for y'all, man. Every time I do an M. Night Shyamalan binge, I post that I'm watching it. I don't really watch it. I don't really watch The Last Airbender. I go from The Happening to After Earth.
You watch The Happening and skip The Last Airbender. That's After Earth is better than The Last Airbender. People act like that's one of his like dog shit horrible movies. I'm like, it's watchable.
Yeah.
Lady in the Water is like one of his weaker ones to me because like what the fuck are you talking about? Like,
It's still good.
What is this?
It was like his original idea, bedtime story thing, and there's still creativity there.
Yeah,
And
it's not good though.
Freddie Rodriguez only getting swole on half his body.
Yeah,
That's weird. Yeah, it was weird.
But
it's nothing burger with nothing on it.
The Visit, Split, Glass, Knock at the Cabin, Old, and Trap, all good.
Heat.
Trap, I felt like could have been
Trap was
more violence. Some more people probably could have died. But other than that, I enjoyed Trap. There were a few holes in there. I was like, what the hell is this? But
Trap.
Is Old worth watching?
Yeah.
Old.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like it's like I feel like we've entered an era where there are just like shooters for Shyamalan. Like you're just like, I'm a Shyamalan fan. I'm gonna invest myself in what he is doing and like what he is giving me. And if it's not good, it's not good. If it doesn't work, okay. But I'm not just gonna go and like casually, let's watch Old and then just be like, oh yeah, it doesn't make sense. It's like, it will make sense if he wants it to make sense.
Makes sense.
That's how
He learned from Lady in the Water. He knows how to tell a story. What needs to make sense will make sense to us in time, or it won't. But it's like you just have to like buy into it. And like I bought into Old really easily, and like I really thought it was like wild. Like I was like, wait, this is kind of. And some some people just could not. They were like, "This is." I was like, "You're not wrong, but shut up." I'm like,
mid-size sedan, baby.
Pregnant.
Speaking of the Sham Hammer, did you guys? Nick probably did. You order Signs in the Sixth Sense on 4K?
No, I did, baby.
Okay.
Immediately.
You know my stance on that.
Release? I mean, a 4K release?
Yeah. They.
I think just this past week.
This past week, yeah.
His 2 best movies, by the way.
Who's
That's a fact.
Someone like Arrow.
Disney.
I wish.
Yeah, I think
Disney.
it was just straight standard Disney 4Ks.
Good old-fashioned Disney. They didn't do The Village.
Damn, that's what I want.
Yeah. The Village, which is good.
Demolition Man is getting released on 4K.
On Arrow, too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Keep that.
So.
Oh, yeah, Disney just decided to, like, do something cool. But they didn't give us The Village.
For the good of humanity. Being that would have been the only way that was available, I would have bought The Village on 4K.
Mm-hmm. And it's like not like they're just going to give The Village 1 by itself. Like, I feel like there were like 6 hits and Signs. Boom, you get 2. But it's like, it's not like just one day they're going to be like,
The
here's
goats.
Oh, they're dropping a double feature, or are they separate?
No, they're separate.
Okay.
They're separate.
$60. I didn't care. I didn't even look. I was like, yep. Hard.
I want to know how much those steelbooks that they just dropped are going to cost.
The Disney
So my
Steelbook?
soul.
Grand total, damn near 200.
They're about 45 each, I think. You're talking about the Disney Plus Steelbook?
Yeah.
BarnesandNoble.com, they're $100 a piece.
God.
What?
They will drop, but it's just like, why would you even listen to it? Like, why? Stop fucking with it. It's like the bear. Like, stop fucking. Why are you fucking with me? Why are you fucking with me? Why are you fucking with me?
Cousin.
Why is it $100? It's going to be like $40. You took away Disney Movie Club, so I can't get them cheaper. Why are you fucking with me?
Yeah.
$100. Why are you fucking? And it's going to be.
It's fine.
This is my list of non-negotiables.
Yeah. Non-negotiables. I'm not spending $100 on a steel book that I don't even enjoy. I mean, I won't buy it for that. Like, you know, I'm expecting like maybe like $40 a pop, but like $100 if it stays listed, I'm just not gonna buy it.
I hate to say it. This is why I miss Best Buy. I miss Best Buy so much because they set the point where how they would sell the steelbooks, and I feel like people would base it off of that. Now Best Buy is gone. Now people just go bonkers. That's why I didn't pick up the Deadpool Wolverine one because damn near it was $70.
I'm gonna have to buy mine off eBay, but I hate buying my movies off anywhere. I like to go in the store and get it and shake it and touch it,
shake it
right, make sure it's not big.
Yep.
So
smell it,
give it a kiss, look at it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just hoping Walmart restocks them somehow, some way.
Well, they are, but like I said, me personally, I don't like the pre-order either. I'm good. I'm just gonna have to get mine from eBay, and for that one, I don't mind paying a good $60 for it.
Dirty business.
Yep.
Dirty business.
It is.
So, Rocket, your hype level for Saw 11 right now. Go.
There, you saw it.
It's modern horror.
It's to the point where it's like I'll watch it. I used to love the franchise. We just talked about this.
We did talk about this last week.
I didn't hear.
It's just I used to love the franchise, and then it just got it got silly and a little repetitive.
But you definitely watched Jason Voorhees fight Jean Grey. Come on, bro.
Yeah, I would. But like it just got to a point where it's like, okay, can we do something new now? Like it just, I don't know.
And then they gave you 3D. They were always doing something.
Yeah, straight up. We fought the medical insurance companies. We had the Third Dimension. Then we had the prequel and the Chris Rock and the prequel.
And the funniest thing about the prequels, like they're all good to me in some way. Like I ride for the franchise. New Saw, I'm there. I don't care. It reminds me of when I was younger. I'm gonna guess.
Capturing people and put them in a barbed wire cage.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm there. I want to watch it. But like John Kramer, when he died in Saw 4, when he was like on the autopsy table, they're like, spoiler alert, I guess, if anybody hasn't seen it.
15-year-old.
In like Saw 4, they say he's like 50, 52 years old.
Like that.
And he is 80 years old.
Yeah, he don't look nothing like
Still playing the role where it's supposed to be before Saw 2. Not that he looks bad. Like, he looks, it's not like he looks significantly older than he did, but it's like, it's been like 20 years. Like, you don't look 52.
Yeah,
like,
Tobin Bell's one of those dudes who has looked the same age for 40 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you look, maybe like 65, 70, but it's like, you're supposed to be like 52, and he's out there looking just old. And
Hey,
it's
bro,
like, well, he has cancer.
Backwards hat. I'm 20 years younger.
Yes. We're granted.
I think
Reminds me.
I would take Saw more serious if they would take the detective side more serious, or having people like really try to figure out the
See, that's what I'm talking about.
They did that.
Think of a 7, and you're trying to figure out how this killer is really doing this, or think of the people who are in the scenario of being like the scenario Saw of being trapped. Think of them actually trying to like really use their mind and think of how to really get out of this. I understand how it takes, and it puts them in a situation where like, yeah, they did something shitty to someone, and yeah, you're here now, but make it more serious. I think that would be a great reimagine of the series.
See, that's the thing. I told that to Randy too. Like, that's when I was intrigued and into it, when the two characters, the actors, Donnie Wahlberg and Dina Meyer, they were the detectives and all that. But spoiler alert, she dies, he dies. But that's the one that got me, when Wahlberg died, because he was in it a little bit longer. When he got smashed up by those 2 blocks of ice, I was like,
who the fuck? Where did they get the giant blocks?
That's what I'm.
Dude, like, what do you even get blocks of ice? But like, who? You're telling me Hoffman just lifted them in there? Like, who? They get a guy with like a forklift to like drop off like blocks of ice. He wasn't like, what the fuck are y'all doing in here? They're like, it's like, what's up with the giant timer on the wall? It's like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, if we nitpick on logic, then we lose the fun. Because I woke up this morning and I'm watching Scream 2. Like, how did Mickey know those 2 dudes would be at the urinal? How do you know Omar Epps will put his head that close to the wall? If you think about logic, it all falls apart.
Yep. But that's the thing though too. Is like, but that's what happened with the Saw movies. Like, I was into it until like 4 or 5. I can't remember what one it was anymore. And
where I started being like, all right, like, I don't hate it. It's still pretty good, but like, we need to wrap it up. And then
and that's where I was.
They
at.
had 4 after 5,
and that's.
I remember 4 kind of being like, wait, this is still working. Why?
Which
one
like
is
this?
Fun? Whenever a movie franchise says final or last, I got another 5 more coming.
That's a fact.
It's like,
shout out Friday the 13th.
So when I saw like that one with Wahlberg when he passed away, and I was like, oh boy. And then after that, it just like it got to a point where, like I said, it just got silly, and I was like, all right, this is now becoming repetitive in a sense of same shit, just different acts of torture. But then Tobin Bell, who died 58 times, is still alive, and now it's a prequel. And this is where I started Randy. Now,
they died one time.
Like, if the prequel is, but you got like, what is it? Saw 7 is technically the first Saw, because it's a prequel to, like, I don't even know which ones they are anymore. Like, it's a mess.
Saw 7 is 3D.
No.
Saw 8, Jigsaw is a prequel.
Jigsaw is technically like the first is for
Saw 5
so
is
10 is 1.
Megan Good.
So 10 is 1 then, technically.
8 is 1.
See?
Then you got 1. Then you got 10. Then you got 2.
Then 11.
Bro, I feel like I need a degree in physics just to figure this shit out.
Yeah, I did it for you.
Just Google it.
It's a mess.
It makes sense. Do you think they're talking to? Do you think Donnie Wahlberg is gonna be like they canceled Blue Bloods after like 15 years. You think he's going to be in the next one? He's got to be on the phone. They can fit him in somehow.
He's making Wahlburgers.
I'd be down. I'd be with it.
The spatula. I got a script for you. It's like, oh, thank God.
Well, he's not really making Wahlburgers.
Oh, he said what, Nick?
Oh, thank God.
Oh, I knew I heard the Family Guy in there.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, harder.
Johnny Wahlberg was in The Sixth Sense. He was really good.
Yeah.
A lot of people know that that's him. He was really good in that movie. But that's neither here nor there. Saw rocks. Saw is going to be 20 here within the next day or two.
That's crazy.
Indeed.
That's crazy.
I think I want to buy the box set. I think they just released it on 4K too.
Don't do that. They still putting out sequels. Don't do that.
I mean, I'm not a fan that much of Saw, just like Final Destination. I said I was going to sit down and watch it all, but
I did that last year.
Final Destination.
We supposed to be getting another one of those too.
Nickman classic back in the day. I used to watch the shit out of 1 through 3. I used to watch the shit out of those. 4 sucks. 5 is fine.
Sucks.
5 is decent, but I didn't watch 5 as many times because I was older. 1 through 3, Final Destination.
I'll give you that.
Reason why, whenever I got my driver's license,
Mm-hmm.
I was 18. I would not get on the highway. It took me about 6 months to get on.
Yeah.
6 months.
You see one of those logger trucks?
Yes.
Is ever driving behind it. Ever. Anywhere I go, I'm look, everybody's seen Final Destination.
Between Final Destination 2 and Bad Boys 2, even when I'm behind a truck that's carrying cars, it's I do not want to be here.
You got to speed past it. Yes.
You're driving, but it's I hope dead bodies don't fly out of this.
Bruh.
Cadavers don't fly out at me. Please. Bad Boys 2.
Trying to tell you. Let's hit a break right quick. All right. What are we talking about?
Now the new Halloween movies suck.
Oh yeah. Yeah, let's touch on the modernization of older franchises.
Yeah.
Halloween 2018 was good.
The first new one that came out was actually good. The second one was more when I say the first one that was good was whenever at the end they burned them up in the house.
Yeah, 2018.
I thought that was really good. Really, really good. Then the second one came and when they had the chance to actually kill him when they mobbed him. And I think that's the second one. Whenever they were
Halloween Kills.
And just...
The one where him and Laurie never make eye contact.
Oh my God! They missed a lot of.
Evil,
but does he kill?
Evil Dies Tonight, the movie.
I liked Halloween Kills.
I did too after I saw Halloween Ends.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's true.
Agreed. First thing I told Randy was after I saw Halloween Ends, I was because we did the Halloween rankings for the trilogy, I was or the franchise. I basically told them Halloween Kills just moved up the ranks. Because, man, that movie.
Kills rock.
It's not good.
Because Kills is the only one. So it's the first Halloween is so fucking good. Every year I watch it, I'm how can a movie be this good? And it's it's just so good. But all of the things that are good about it, it's they've never been able to really replicate what people love about Halloween. Rob Zombie's remake, which I don't hate.
Me either.
Actually, Halloween 2 is better, but
that is categorically incorrect.
I stand by it. But
Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 is butt cheeks.
So good. So good. I gotta sit and rewatch it, reassess.
I would rather be locked in a room full of my own farts, inhaling that shit and throwing up.
It's so good.
Repeatedly than watch Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
It's so good.
It's Last Airbender level
hell
dookie.
No.
I will say this. When I saw Rob Zombie's Halloween, the first one, I didn't like it, but then thinking back, I was you know what? This is what he thought. This is from his view, and we're in the mind of Michael Myers. So I'll give him that. I'll give him something different.
The thing with his movies is the first Halloween he did he tried to make it his own, like, as much as he could. His directorial style and, like, just was not suited to what made the first Halloween good. He loves the first Halloween, as do we all. And he said, okay, and it inspired me to, it kicked off my love of horror movies when I was young. And it's like, it did all of us. It's like a perfect movie. His version of that, like, The Devil's Rejects, I think is good. House of a Thousand Corpses, I think is really good. But, like, that is not what Halloween is. No. So they were just, here, man, do your Halloween. And he made a good movie, but it's like you're comparing it to the original Halloween. You have to. It is a direct remake, and like he had to hit certain beats. He had to do the blackest eyes, the devil's eyes. Like he had to put that in there. You had to put, was that the boogeyman? You had to put that's his sister and like all this. So you're just comparing it side by side, and it's paling in comparison.
Did he have to? I mean, he could have.
I mean, yeah, because then if you didn't, people would be like, "Well, you ruined everything." Yeah,
it'd be trash because he did his own thing.
Yeah,
but also by him doing his own thing, that's what like I said, I took a step back.
That's what 2 is. He did his own thing, and it sucks.
This is what
no
his view is of Michael Myers, and we're going into the mind of Michael Myers. We're trying to see this through Michael Myers' eyes. Like that's how I took it.
Yeah.
But so I gave Rob Zombie that credit, and now when I rewatched it a couple of times, I'm like, all right, it's not as bad as what I first thought. My first initial reaction when I saw Halloween 2, his version, I needed to be on acid and shrooms because that shit was fucking crazy.
Facts.
No.
Facts.
2 was bad because
there is no horse. There is no horse in any Halloween franchise.
Mother.
When I saw the horse with the white lady, I was like, I'm done.
No, bro, that's...
It was Mother.
He had to find a way to shoehorn his wife into the movie.
Yeah. I'm fine with that. My only big problem with 2 is that
the whole movie
whole scene where he's not wearing a mask.
All they had to do was film flashbacks of Michael getting bullied or harassed or whatever as a child and have his mom console him. She was the only positivity in his life.
Yes.
I don't even care about that. Like, when I think about 2, it's like I barely even think about her being in it. But you didn't... He took more liberties with 2 because you're not really comparing it with, like, the first Halloween 2 as much. And even if you are, it's, like, not the same thing. So he took more liberties, kind of made it his own movie. It's so better. I'm begging y'all to rewatch it.
That's the yin and the yang, though. Yeah. It starts off in the hospital, and you think, okay, he's going to do the same thing over and just remake his own Halloween 2. Yeah. And then the swerve of it leaving the hospital was cool, and then it goes off the rails.
No, it's so much. It's so much better. It's
like that.
It's so much not better.
That's why, like, when it comes to the new trilogy, why they retconned the original Halloween 2 blows my mind.
Sucks. It's like resurrection, because H2O is so good. It's my favorite Halloween.
H2O was really good.
H2O is great. It's an 8-year-old Nick Goodman classic. Like, I'm watching it at 8 years old. Like,
but it's also a Scream baby as much as it is a Halloween 3.
Oh my god.
Yeah. That whole like era of movies, Scream, Halloween, H2O, Urban Legend, I Know What You Did Last Summer, Valentine, Final Destination, like that was my whole bag. Like when I was a kid. Bride of Chucky, Jason X. Like movies were not good, but I was watching like Freddy vs. Jason may as well have been Oppenheimer.
That's pushing it.
Oh man.
But like H2O works.
Yeah.
So much better to me,
except for the mask.
2018 Halloween, because that's not his sister. You're telling me for 40 years, you had a really shitty night.
She's the one that got away.
You had a really shitty, awful night, and for 40 years, you're living in the woods, and it's like you let it dictate like the rest of your entire life.
Yes,
I buy 20 years. Years, you move to a different state, you change your name, you have a child, you're an alcoholic, but you're trying to move on and it's hard. I buy that. But it's like, you're Sarah Connor out in the woods for 40 years?
But for those 40 years, Michael was incarcerated. For those 20 years, where the fuck was he?
But 40 years, but it's like the connection means nothing. It's like, how does she know about Michael Myers? Because you don't have that two padding where she's in the hospital and Dr. Loomis is learning more about it and explaining it to her every time. Like, you don't have any of that.
I didn't realize that they retconned too.
They did. I mean, nothing after one is canon anymore if you're watching these. Because
when the kids are walking to school in 2018, they mentioned that the sibling thing was a rumor.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of just erases the whole movie in the hospital.
Stupid, dumb, hog shit. It's stupid. They could have found a way to make her live after resurrection or something, because the brother and sister thing is like the rare little twist that like actually works, because it's like, why else would he follow her around for like 20 fucking years?
But that's the thing. That's what makes it work, Nick. Like, you hit on the head. If it wasn't that connection, then he's just a killer, just a serial killer, kill everybody. That's the connection, is that he and her, different, they changed the names or whatever, you know, like in the original Halloween, you know, they put her for adoption or gave it to a foster home, whatever. Like, at the end of the days, you know, she's Laurie Myers became Laurie Strode. That's the
her
twist.
name is Angel.
That's
Angel Myers. And Rob Zombie kept that, and it's really good in Halloween 2, because she finds out in his book. And it's like, shit, nah, I'm begging y'all to rewatch it.
I've tried.
See, good. So much better than, like, it's
in defense of my last Airbender admission, I've tried to rewatch Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 and cut it off.
No, fuck that. No, it's so good.
It's not. I hate.
Like
it's too much hate-filled redneck aggression.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah.
It's unsettling and not fun to watch.
It's not fun at all. Like, it's like watching, you know, Zodiac or something like that, where it's just like, oh god. But like, that's what he was going for.
Horrible comparison, because the genius of Fincher is always enjoyable to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Always
fun, but it's not fun because you're going into 7 or something like that, not ready to have a fun time. You're just like, ooh, okay, somber. This is Fincher. This is, you know.
I take that back. I did not enjoy watching Mank.
Yeah, it's not a gimmick. And Halloween, there's like a funness. It's like, ooh, there is. You don't care about the characters in Halloween 4. Like, name a character.
Jamie.
Not Jamie, like any of the other people in the house.
Her hot sister.
Exactly. You can't do it because they don't matter, and it's like, uh-oh, Michael's down there. Buster Rhymes, uh-oh.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
Halloween.
Kid.
Resurrection is so bad.
Oh, man.
I watched Halloween Resurrection. If I watched it once, I watched it 85 times.
It's so bad.
I got my DVD copy of it.
Resurrection is so bad. First off, that July release date, you should have known that was dog shit.
And that's another thing about the zombie movies. They used to come out on Labor Day
Late
weekend.
August, yeah.
Why did you do this?
Dimension.
Halloween.
Those Rob Zombie Halloweens are considered summer movie releases.
But yeah, stupid, dumb.
Terrible.
Great movie, though, Halloween 2. And I remember Halloween 2 coming out the same day as
The Final Destination
3D, which is a dog shit movie.
Of course.
That was a historically dog shit weekend.
No. Final Destination made way more money, too. And I remember them, like, writing articles about it. Like, let's explain this. And I was like, at the time, I didn't think Halloween 2 was, like, worth a damn. Like, I was like, they both suck. Who cares? We're washed up. Who cares? Give me another Saw.
What happened?
And then...
Where did you go wrong?
A couple years later, like, I rewatched Halloween 2, and I was like, wait, is this peak? Is this greatness? Is this amazing?
No.
And yeah, it's really good.
No.
It's so good.
Had I known 21-year-old Nick Goodman, I would have slapped the shit out of him.
Oh, it's so good. I'd be like, wait, dude. And, like, the ending... Like, dude, are you fucking kidding? It's so good. And, like, Brad Dourif is so good in it. And
because of that ending, I was really interested in a Halloween 3.
There can't be one because it's like, okay, there could be. They could
there
have been,
would
like,
have
whatever. But,
like... If it would have made money, there would have been.
And it's so good. Like, oh, they're all dead. But are they? Probably not. But like they could.
But they teased that she was crazy now.
Mm-hmm. Because she's Michael's sister. And that makes more sense than her just being Jamie Lee Curtis for 40 years out in the fucking woods.
No, you're drinking wine 24/7, and you've built a doomsday bunker that's really a trap, and he gets away anyway because he kills all the firemen.
But it's like, what makes her think he's coming back? 40 years? For like 5
she was
years.
18.
Being paranoid.
5 years.
Yeah, bro. Like she was 18, and that shit defined her whole adulthood.
Yeah, one fucking night.
One night? I mean, yes, it sucks, but like the H2O storyline is so much more believable to me.
I agree.
Like, she's trying to move on, and it's not working.
My preferred timeline is the H2O timeline. I just, aside from ends, I really like what David Gordon Green started.
18 was like fine to me. Kills was better to me because at least it was like the middle of the sandwich. And so it was just like, this is called Halloween Kills. And that's what he's going to do for an hour and a half. And I was like,
that's a really stale ass heel into the bread though.
And then, yeah, like Halloween ends and it was like, let's fucking go.
Shout out to Corey.
And we got,
Justice for Corey. Rocket, what the fuck?
Rocket hated it so much.
Rocket hated Halloween Ends so bad. He just bailed on the whole pot.
About this shit.
Right,
I don't blame him.
Fuck you, old man. Give me your mask. Like she was like, what's it? Allison? Allison was just like, he doesn't have any homicidal tendencies.
Yeah,
let's bang.
Was out there, and it like, okay, again. So I'm supposed to just buy in.
Who writes? Michael Myers, of all characters, takes on a protege.
But I'm supposed to just buy into the fact, like Jamie Lee Curtis had this shitty night 40 years ago. And it has loomed over her for 40 years. It has ruined her relationship with her daughter, her granddaughter, and all this stuff. 40 years later, she is proven right. He is proven right. He comes back to town, wreaks havoc on the town, kills every fucking buddy that she knows, kills Sheriff Brackett, kills Tommy, kills all these people, and kills her daughter. She's right. Her daughter's husband, her granddaughter's boyfriend, kills all these people. And in Halloween Ends, she's fine. She's like, you know what? We're moving on. We're moving on. He's out there for sure somewhere. He's not locked up. He's out there free somewhere now. I was right. But now we're going to move on. And my granddaughter is going to live with me and is going to move on. And we're going to both be fine. So fine, in fact, that we're carving jack-o'-lanterns and making up Halloween decorations because we celebrate Halloween. It's nothing to us now. We're fine. We're moving on. It's like, no, I don't buy this at all. Outside of the whole Corey thing.
Hey, let me date the guy that killed the kid he was babysitting.
Yeah. And she was like, you know what? He's misunderstood. It's like, really? He looks like Jeffrey Dahmer. Like, he's not at all. He looks like a weirdo. Like, why is he walking down the highway? He's a weirdo. You're cute. You're like a solid 10. Like, you don't need it. Go find another guy.
He's pushing 30 and got his ass kicked by some high school kids.
Fucking little kids. And I'm like, people are like, you just don't understand the Corey. The whole Corey storyline is explaining how Michael infects the town. It's like, I understand that completely. They could have started the Corey thing in 2018 and had it arc over the whole thing. They weren't thinking about that. They wrote them separately. They pulled a Star Wars.
Yeah.
So we're just introducing this whole new thing in the third one, and I'm like, that's
dumb.
That's not it. And it's like, people are like, well, the opening credits were similar to Halloween 3. So they were prepared for it to be like Halloween 3. And I was like, that's fucking stupid. That's not what it was. Like, they just wrote a different
Where
script.
are the masks? Where are the masks so they kill everybody?
It's not, no. It's not even that it's like a horrible movie. Like, it's a competently made and acted movie but it just didn't deliver on what. And it's like it was marketed not as that. Like Corey was not in the marketing at all.
At all.
So it was like marketing it as what it was, and they knew that. So it's like, why, you can't be surprised when people were like, no, this sucked.
Yeah. So, Rocket, rude as fuck.
Yes.
What's up?
Bro.
He said, fuck Halloween Ends.
Basically.
Yeah, fuck that movie. Nah. My iPad just died out. I was like, what?
Oh yeah, sure. If I could throw my Jennifer Lawrence gif at you right now. Oh yeah.
Nah, with me, Halloween Ends, what got me was when he suplexed Michael Myers, I was like, I'm out.
Running in the cave.
I'm like, are you shitting me?
It was like that's all it took.
That, and then it's like the supernatural. I mean, Michael Myers is kind of a supernatural being in a sense, but every time he killed a Corey, or Corey brought a body for him to kill, he got stronger. Like, what are we talking about? It just
what indeed?
He had a bag of something in his pocket.
Yeah, I mean, my whole thing is this. My whole thing about it is this: if you wanted to have Corey pick up the mantle and continue, I would have been okay with that because sooner or later, this Michael Myers has to die. I get it, but for him to pick up the mantle, do some kills, and then all this, it's 2 hours of my life I'll never get back. But yeah, that's all I know. So it was to a point where Kills wasn't the best, but after seeing Ends, Kills looks great.
Kills was the best because
at least great. And the thing is, it's with that franchise. 2018, I enjoyed. Okay, you wanted retcon the original Halloween 2. All right, I was disappointed hearing that. Get it? 2018, not bad whatsoever. Okay. Good first step, but then it went from good to bad to I don't even know. Worse is giving it a compliment with Halloween Ends, but it was. I'm speechless, obviously, because I don't know what else to say. It was a piece of shit. It was not good.
It's like it said. It's like if they'd have maybe started it with the Corey arc in 2018, like Michael is too old to be carrying on like this. We need to get someone new in there. I probably wouldn't have loved it, but I've been like, okay, well, they're trying a new thing to see if it works.
Well, too old. You could say that he was an old man in his psycho ward, just constantly eating and lifting weights and staying in shape. So that's why he's able to go out there and fuck them.
He's like 65 out here, lifting up the firemen and doing all the shit
every day.
Michael was jacked, bruh.
Every day.
And it's like, okay, I'll buy into that. That's fine. But it's like, now he's done. And like Halloween Ends, it's like I'm old. I finally got free, but then I got beaten down by the entire town and somehow lived.
Yeah.
And the crazy part about it too is with Ends, him in the trailer, they put this huge battle between him and Jamie Lee Curtis in the trailer and all that. Man,
they fought in the kitchen, goddammit.
We high key got more Venom versus Noel than we got Michael versus Jamie in that movie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And he was in it, they fought for what? 2 minutes?
In the kitchen.
The
kitchen.
Smack that bitch with the refrigerator.
In the kitchen. And it's like, again, the thing about the original Halloween that I still was like, people raved about 2018 when it came out, and I was like, it's good.
I was
it's
one
like
of them.
A good slasher movie. It's fun. I'm enjoying it. It's cool that we have new Michael,
even with the goofy doctor.
And that shit. Fuck that. Like what point did that serve other than to piss me off? The doctor putting on the mask. Like what was that? That was dumb. Anyway,
it was.
But it's the thing. The original Halloween. And it still works when you watch it. But it's like, it is not how he killed people. It is not the level of brutality with which he killed all these people. It is the fact that he was there and they weren't even noticing him there. There's all these shots where he's just driving behind them. And it's like, oh shit, he's just there. That's what's scary. They're in the house. He's just there.
That's what makes the original Halloween, to me, this is just my opinion, my favorite and best horror movie of all time.
All time.
It's
It's not.
Like look at the scene with with Jamie Lee Curtis's character and her friend when they drive her dad is the cop and they come up and they're like, what's going on?
My dad.
Some dumb kid broke in and stole some masks. Meanwhile, you see the station wagon. He's just passing by. That's it.
I was just gonna say that shit though. When Loomis is talking to Brackett and Brackett goes away for a little bit and Loomis is like facing the store, you can kind of see whoever is posing as Michael in that car move around a little bit. I just thought it was funny. I saw it last week, and then I don't think I noticed until maybe 4 or 5 years ago that the station wagon was there.
And it's all over the place. It's like little tidbits. You'll see when he's driving the station wagon, it's hiding here in the corner, or it's over there, or it's over. That's why, Loomis, towards the end, he's like, he's here. He knows the station wagon, you know. But it's just crazy how that, like Nick said, that little piece of, he's not there, but he's there.
He's not.
That's the scary part.
He's standing on the sidewalk, and they're like, what the fuck? She's looking out the window, and he's just chilling. And it's like, wait, fuck. That's what's scary
vibes
about it. Still, it's like they're in the house and he's in the house. Like that's in real life, that's scary. And like a lot of movies are just like, ooh, boo, boo. He closed the fridge and he's there, boo. And it's like that's not the point of Halloween. Halloween, he's in the house. And at the end, when like Lori is like, what the fuck is going on? And she goes and she crosses the street real slow. It's like she knows something's up, and it's like, we already know he's in there and he's killed everyone in there. It's like, that's scary. That's horror. It's not how he killed them.
Yeah.
He's not walking into the house and breaking off a fluorescent light bulb and shoving it up their throat. Like, that's not the point of Halloween. And then 2018 comes out and it's not bad. It's good. It's plot driven, but it's still, there was so much of it was like, what is around me that I can use to kill these people?
I actually noticed that as well, because more in the original Halloween, he's just using his knife.
Yeah, it's just but not how he's killing them.
And there's minimal blood.
And this one, he's using whatever he can to kill people.
Yeah.
That's kind of, I thought it was new but weird at the same time. That Halloween that I was used to. But it don't matter what Halloween I'm used to. It's all about, for me, it's all about the story.
Yeah,
I get that.
But if we went back to like a very, very tactical, minimal blood, very simplistic kills, how many normies would call this movie trash if it came out today?
But that's the thing. But there was so many people just like, oh, Michael's back. He's back doing what he's good at. And it's like, that's not what he was good at. Like the original.
Even two.
Two was when he started, it was just like, oh, they're in the hot tub. The hot tub. And it was just like, okay. But I give 2 kind of a pass because 2 came out during like the kind of slasher boom. But it had sort of compare where it was like Friday the 13th. It was like, I'm killing Kevin Bacon like this, and I'm killing her like this. So it kind of had to compare to that. It's like, well, Michael is better than you, and he can do it better than you.
And also with 2, the best part about it, though, was it all took place the same night. They literally continued it from the original one.
The night he came home continues.
He came home. Also, a little trivia for your horror parties.
Okay, Eric.
The scene where Michael Myers is behind the bush and Lloyd looks back and he's standing there with her friends, and then her friend goes, checks, and he's gone.
Mm-hmm.
You know the leaves that are on the ground? Here's a little connection. His friend was a worker on the set, and he just asked them to volunteer and help out because they were shorthanded. So the person who threw the leaves out where Michael Myers is standing is no other than Robert Englund. That's where he got his love for horror, and that's when he started out and got interested in the movie business.
Never heard of her. Who's that?
You made that up.
Nope.
No, I read that within the last week or two, too.
Nope. Yeah. I didn't know that at all until I read it, and then I was like, holy shit.
Because I think they've been trying to ask him about playing Freddy again, and he's been doing interviews.
Yep. They've been asking him for it.
Throwing leaves on the ground. He's just like, this is great.
Hey, man, hey.
The best job ever.
What if I was in a movie where all my skin was burned and it looked like dead leaves?
They're like, shut up and throw the leaves.
But I agree with Nick, though. That's what makes, to me, like I said, Halloween, the original,
subtle,
the best horror. I mean, because that's what started off that whole genre in that way.
Yeah.
Like I said, I watched the documentary Camp Crystal Lake, Memoirs. You know, they even said Friday the 13th was a ripoff strictly of Halloween, and that was it. That blew up because of that was the time, and that was
copycat business.
Off. Yep, that's what it was. But that's what makes 2 also great is like you guys said, it was in that boom of, Freddy. I mean, yeah, Freddy and, Friday 13th. Well, what made it unique was part 2 wasn't just another part 2. It is a continuation of the original night.
It wasn't like Michael.
That's a long ass.
Like he's in the hospital.
That's a long fucking night.
Yep. Yep.
So many. I mean, people talk about like, oh, slasher movies. We got Freddy, we got Jason. It's like, no,
hey, straight up.
Prom night, graduation day, House on Sorority Row.
Yep.
The Burning, all these movies were just back to back to back to back to back, like all the time coming out.
And I got to see The Burning because I heard The Burning is kind of a ripoff of Friday the 13th.
It's better than Friday the 13th.
Actually, I got to check it out.
But it's good. It's a different approach to a slasher, like the way Sleepaway Camp.
That was great.
Every week, The Prowler, My Bloody Valentine. Every year, every week, every month, there was like new shit. And so it was like Friday, the Halloween 2 was like, we have to like stand toe to toe with these movies, but also still continue. And then they did Halloween 3, which is
its own thing.
It's great.
But Lori wakes up to go to school that day. And then at the end of Halloween 2, when the hospital blows up, the sun's coming up. She was awake for a good 23 some odd hours.
And it's like,
that can be traumatic.
Halloween
make you hide for 40 years.
Lori can't fathom, 40 years. But Halloween 2, Lori is flirting with the guy in the hospital like the same night. Like she's over it.
The one that takes a needle in the eye.
I had a shitty night, but this guy's cute. And he's like, hey, you want me to get you some water or something? She's like, okay. And it's like, wow, you moved on quick.
Yeah, he became the last Starfighter too.
Yeah.
So, makes sense.
He became the new Ben Tramer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gets fucking hit by the car.
T-boned.
I love that. I love that connection too.
Yeah.
I love that connection.
I've seen dressed like that. Like it's just, and then they hit him, and the car blows up, and they're like, ah, shit, it's not him.
It's not him. I shot him. I shot him 6 times.
There had to be somebody like, call an ambulance. Holy shit. What did you do, Dramer? It's like, yeah, call his parents.
I wonder where he told his friends he was going as for Halloween.
Yeah, I'm going as a random guy that I've never seen before.
A mechanic in a William Shatner mask.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's why.
Like Nick said, the best part is when he got hit and the car explodes. It's like they just left him there to cook.
And they're like, fuck.
Oh, man.
Still out there, we gotta find him. And then the guy pulls up and he's like, we just gotta call. It's your daughter. And then they just move on real quick. And it's like,
yeah.
What about the guy we just blew up?
Oh,
selfish much, Sheriff?
It's so good.
What other franchises have done the requel thing? Scream?
Scream. To middling effect.
Yeah.
I think Scream, like the new Screams are good.
Yeah, they are. I enjoy them.
They're not great though. I feel like the first one is just on this pedestal to me.
It's the best one.
It definitely is.
Best one.
What
Best
about
one.
Just watched it.
And it was great, wasn't it?
It was.
It was great for like the millionth time.
I love the first 2 Screams.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just watched the whole all 6 of them here in this binge for the month. So
Copycatter.
no, man.
Holding off. I used to like Scream. Like I used to have to watch it at Halloween, but I'm like, we're putting out new ones. Like I'm just gonna wait until the next one comes out.
Also, after watching this binge of Scream, do they hate Neve Campbell's character, her whole family? Her mom was sleeping around, and in 3, she has an unknown brother who tries to kill her. Then she has her own cousin in 4 trying to kill her. Like, what's going on here with this family?
Maybe what
Narcissism.
It's great. And she turned out normal.
Yeah.
Why the Laurie Strode thing doesn't make sense. It's like, wouldn't she be like a freak?
I'm Sidney Prescott. Of course I've got a gun.
Yeah. And like Rob Zombie said, yes, she would be a freak and no one would understand her. And if she was living with her friend, it would be kind of like a clash of the like, okay, you don't understand me. I'm going to go smoke this weed and drink.
That's what you look like Danielle Harris in those Rob Zombie movies right now.
Yeah. She's good in those movies, by the way.
Very good.
And Brett Dourif is really good. Malcolm McDowell is really good. Go watch the Rob Zombie Halloween 2. I'm begging y'all, if you're listening to this, go watch it. It's better than the new Screams.
As the host shakes his head so YouTube ignores all that.
I said what
It absolutely is the fuck not.
It is. Oh, it is. It is.
Radio silence all day.
Nah, it is. I'm like in the mind, like.
And 6 is better than 5.
Like 2022 Scream, I thought was really good. I didn't think 6 was as good as that. Most people were like, 6 is the best one since the original. I was like, man, it's good. It's
best
fun.
One since 2.
But like, I at least thought 5 really felt like a Scream movie. I was like so impressed with how they like made the vibe.
Would we say we I think we're both on the same page, Nick, that like 4 is like fine, and then the third act is really dope.
Yeah, 4 is like pretty good, and then the killer reveal up to the end is like A+ grade, like top notch. And it's like, why couldn't the whole movie be like this?
But and then I thought 5 was really dope until the killer reveal.
Until the killer reveal.
Which
one?
one?
Of course, it's them.
Which one was it where they had a showdown in the old movie theater?
6.
That was 6.
That's the last one that I've seen. I don't think I've.
That's the most recent one.
Okay, I don't think I've seen 5. I know I didn't see 4. At least I don't think. But
what the hell's going on?
Huey from The Boys is in 5.
Fucking Huey.
No, I've seen that one then. Yeah,
okay.
I've seen with Huey. So I've seen 5 and 6. Yeah, they're not bad.
But it's like you get to the reveal, and it's just I find myself watching the movie, like putting the pieces together. I'm like, it's Kirby, and this is why it's Kirby. And then once I hit like a block in my head, I'm like, okay, so I put a pin in that. This is the next one. And I'm like, obviously, it's the daughter because we didn't see her get killed. Like, why would she have died off screen? That doesn't make any sense. So it's probably up there they are. And then it's like, I nailed it. And then in the 2022 one, it's just like, I want the rug pull. That's the catch-22 of like doing the whodunit thing with Scream, is because the whole movie you're like, who's doing this? Who's doing this? You need that rug pull.
Mm-hmm.
First one. The first one where it's like, oh, fuck. And then she turns around and it's like, and it's Stu? Like, no way. Oh, God. And then 4 did that for me. Just because for whatever reason, when I was watching 4, Emma Roberts was just not in my head as a suspect. Like, I was just thinking all these people were around. I was like, it's probably the dipshit boyfriend. It's probably Kirby. It's probably somebody, like, just for whatever reason, when she took off her mask, I was like, get the fuck out of here. No way. And then the rest of what she did, like beating herself up and all that stuff, I was like, this is great. Like, I love it. So 5 just didn't have the rug pull. Like, when you found out it was...
But fans, and we're entitled.
Friend number 3 and the boyfriend, it was like, okay, shock. That's... Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
But it felt like a Scream movie. Just
but
like,
it was Stu's house.
Yeah, why?
Yeah. Nostalgia.
This is the same hospital from Halloween 2. It's like, okay, go to a different one. Why? Why are you doing that? So, I'm still looking forward to 7. I know there's a lot of drama, and rightfully so. It'd be nice if it kind of
still gonna be dope.
But
yeah.
I'm trusting
Kevin Williamson directing. Still gonna be dope.
It would be nice if the drama would get ironed out, because I get it. It's stupid to just keep doing it and not go in the same direction.
We're finally getting a Kevin Williamson directorial follow-up of Teaching Mrs. Tingle.
Fuck yeah. I like Teaching Tingle.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
I like that movie.
I've never seen it.
I've never seen it either.
It's fun, goddamn.
Nick, you're on your own.
Again, that was just like, it was when I was like a kid, like late 90s, early 2000s, it was just like a string of movies that like weren't necessarily good, but it was just like, you had like Cool Intentions, Teaching Mrs. Tingle, Disturbing Behavior, if you remember that.
Remember that one?
Soul Searchers, or Soul Survivors, not Soul Searchers, with
Young Jeezy and Akon?
No. Soul Survivors, Affleck in it. It was shit, but I used to watch it.
It was shit.
And it was just like, yeah, I miss it. Even like, remember like Swim Fan?
I remember Swim Fan. I got that. That's a good one.
It ain't nothing, but like I used to watch it every time.
I still watch it
Erica
all the time.
Christensen.
So, I don't know where I was going at that, but it's just like, yeah, I
Scream just boomed into a whole like new era of teen movies.
Yeah, it doesn't really get the. It always gets like, oh yeah, there was like a little slasher boom in the late 90s. Like no, there was like a teen thriller boom all through the late 90s, and I was really there for it. Like,
yeah,
and like you could even be like Buffy the Vampire Slayer and things like that. Like you could be like, they were targeting the same audience.
Yeah,
with that shit, and it was me. It was me, baby. Like I was there, just like, all Disturbing Behavior.
Do we dare mention that dog shit Texas Chainsaw that Netflix dropped?
No.
Didn't want to.
Again.
No.
A movie that isn't necessarily horrible on its own merits,
yes,
but,
it is.
But one that just misunderstands what is great about the original. The original Texas Chainsaw Massacre is not even that violent of a film. It's violent content. But it's not that gory. It's not like he's hacking and slashing his way through these people. It's just they happen upon
vibes,
the land, and he's like mentally disabled or whatever, and it's just his
get off my lawn.
Yeah, it's basically just like
he really is just protecting his own crib.
Yeah, and that's the thing is like,
and it's just terrifying. It's just like holy fuck.
I told Randy this last week, like when we were talking about this, is what I remember the first one is not so much the killing, it's the look, the griminess of it, the dirtiness of it. That's what makes it like, oh man.
And they're just having a shitty day, and it's like that's what they expect. It's like they would not imagine the mad and the macabre that they would find that day, and it's like, yeah, that's what it is. Like it's fucked. And even the remake, I think, is solid because it at least understands that aspect of it. But none of the follow-ups, including Tobe Hooper's second movie that he himself did, none of the follow-ups did it. That was his choice. So it was like, okay, if I'm making a follow-up, I'm just going to go batshit insane with it. And that's allowed. But it's like, we're remaking it. We're making a direct sequel to it. It's like, Leatherface wasn't out walking around looking for people to kill.
Yeah.
He wasn't getting on a bus, like, looking to chainsaw his way through a bunch of people. Like, he was just kind of there making his masks and doing shit. Kind of like a dog. Like, you show up and a dog just instinctively attacks you but otherwise it's just sitting in its house and doing stuff. That's what was scary about it. The family was crazy. You happen upon it and it's just a shitty, horrible day. And then the Netflix movie kind of did the 2018 Halloween thing where they were like, let's have him kill her this way and let's have him grab her head and cut it off. And so it's like, that's not what he was doing. He was...
Let's not forget about Leatherface getting canceled.
Yeah, like, you're so canceled, bro. And it's like, that's what that term means. It's not my least favorite Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They're actually...
That's a trash franchise.
There actually are not many good ones. I think the remake is pretty good. I think the remake is probably the best of that like remake trend.
For sure.
Not including Halloween 2, of course.
Definitely counting Halloween 2, of course.
Which is the best one. But, yeah, the Friday the 13th remake is fine.
You bite your tongue.
It's fine.
I
The
like
Nightmare
it.
Street remake is better than its reputation, but it's not very good.
I like it.
You would. See, and then, like, Halloween 2.
I thought it was shot well.
So good. Nah.
It looked pretty.
Which one?
The remake of A Nightmare on Elm Street.
It's got style.
Yeah.
That's what Samuel Bayer is the
Yeah.
director.
I thought it was shot really well.
He did like the Smells Like Teen Spirit music video for Nirvana. He did all of Green Day's music videos for like American Idiot, which like everybody knows.
Listen to Green Day.
So like it's got style. And I remember being excited that he was directing. I was like, oh, this is gonna rock. And then like why is he a child molester? That's so fucking bad. Like that was a bad idea. It was a bad idea. It was their idea in the original, and they scrapped it. New Line were like, that's too much. And they were right. Like, it's bad. Because why do I want to watch a child molester? Shit.
Rocket, you see how he listens to episodes that we do without him?
Yep. I see that.
We talked about this shit last week.
Yeah, we did.
But, nah. That's just, it's rough. But then it implies that maybe he was innocent. Maybe he wasn't really doing this, and the parents killed him, and that's why he's back for revenge. And it's like, okay, that's something.
Yeah.
But then they undo it. Then they're just like, oh no, here's naked pictures of you. It's like, those survived the fire? This is stupid. So now I'm watching a child diddler chasing his victims in their dreams.
Diddler.
And I'm like, look, this is ass. This is just wrong. This is wrong. But Jackie O'Haley is good at it.
He's really good.
He's good. He didn't get any credit for being good in it because people were like, oh, look at the downgrade. And it's like, no, he's actually giving a good performance.
Before we end, is the Chucky TV series considered modern horror?
Okay.
Something we want to touch on? Not like Freddy
I
Krueger?
haven't watched it, but yeah, I think it is.
I think it is.
It's fun. It's that it's like not back, allegedly, unless Peacock picks it up or something. But
Speaking of modern horror and Chucky, I enjoyed Megan. I'm not sure if y'all enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
I liked Megan.
Megan was really good.
I liked Megan. I liked Chucky on Twitter talking shit to Megan.
I didn't hate the Child's Play remake. It didn't need to happen. It's not a bad movie.
That part.
It's just Megan, though. Like, Megan, everybody loved Megan.
Mark Hamill didn't do a dance.
Huh?
Mark Hamill didn't dance.
No, he didn't dance, but he was like, this is for Tupac. Stabbed the guy. Funny.
He did say this is for Tupac.
It's for Tupac. It's just like Megan is basically the same movie as the Child's Play remake. But
She just got
hated
wild.
the Child's Play remake because it was Child's Play. I was like, if they'd have called it something else, they'd have been like Child's Play ripoff.
It didn't absolutely have to be called Child's Play.
Agreed.
They'd have called it Butt or something, but then they'd be like, this is just a Chucky ripoff. But it's not a horrible remake.
No.
Did a whole remake running through this Halloween, and there are horrible ones. Most of them are like mid though, like Prom Night. Not horrible.
If they watch Prom Night, they save time.
I like the original Prom Night.
Prime Night, the original Prime Night is good.
The original Prom Night's cool. House on Sorority Row is cool. Sorority Row remake is fun.
Y'all make me want to watch a horror movie today.
Yeah.
Do
You know
it.
what's a good one?
I
I enjoyed the underrated Terror Train. That's a pretty solid one.
want to watch Terror Train on New Year's Eve this year.
It's cool.
I can. But they need to remake Terror. Didn't they remake Terror Train for Tubi?
I don't. Maybe.
Probably.
I hope not.
I'm not going to that. I promise I'm not going to watch that.
No.
I don't believe you.
But I feel like there's so many, it's like we're talking about modern horror. Like, I'm sure there are some like we just did not talk about.
Mm-hmm.
I said Evil Dead.
Evil Dead Rise.
There you go. There's one.
Evil Dead Rise was great. That shit was great, and I want another one. Randy doesn't really fuck with the Evil Dead.
I only got the first three. I got 1, 2 on 4K, and then I got Army of Darkness. That's pretty much what I got for that.
There is not a bad Evil Dead movie. There's not like one Evil Dead movie that sucks. Like they're all, like 1 is great, 2 is really great. Army of Darkness is good. The like remake, it wasn't really a remake, but like the remake was good, and Rise was great to me. I loved Evil Dead Rise.
I also got the remake of Evil Dead. I haven't seen the Ash vs. Evil Dead series. I haven't seen none of that.
Neither have I. I own it, but I did not watch it. I will one day. I'm sure it's good.
It's always good owning something, but never watching it yet.
I have so many TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
I have so many TV show seasons, and I'm like, maybe one day I'll watch Halo all the way through. It ain't it.
2 or season 1, I don't know.
But I watched all of Chucky. while it was on TV.
And only season 1 was good.
That's false. That is false. 2 was good.
No. I haven't seen 3 yet.
No.
I haven't seen 3 yet.
I didn't think 3 was bad as it was happening. But when it ended, I was like, wait, this was a lot.
Chucky is the biggest offender of, let's see what random thing I can kill somebody with.
Oh, yeah. Chucky is going to get to it.
But he was like that from the start.
Yeah, he was.
Fast. The first one he killed a guy with a voodoo doll.
You got me there.
Chucky, that's an all-time great. I'll never besmirch Chuck.
I don't see how people can Chucky, though. I'd kick his ass.
No. Michael was not that.
No.
That was not the point of Michael. That was the point of Chucky, and that's why Chucky has thrived longer than a lot of them, because it's like the concept was wacky to begin with. The concept for Nightmare on Elm Street was not that wacky. It became wacky, and now we're like trying to, it's like, how can we make a new one without it being wacky? And it's like, you can't. You blew it.
Mm-hmm.
Child molester. Unwhacked it. But
I agree.
Yeah. I want more Chucky.
I think we'll get another movie at least.
I want more Jason. We can keep squeezing new Predator movies out. They can figure out what the fuck is going on with Jason.
As long as we don't get that show on Peacock or Apple or whatever. I don't want a prequel Jason show.
8 presents.
Yeah.
Jason could not have been that interesting of a character. Why they were fucking with him. They're like, hey, idiot. Go take a swim, idiot, stupid ass.
Camp counselors bullying the disabled kid.
They weren't bullying him. They were just not watching him.
Because they were having sex. Having the sex.
I've been watching him every minute, and it's like, I had stuff going on.
In my pants.
They didn't notice he was gone. Like, he could not have been that interesting of a kid.
Yeah.
They're gonna do like the Bates Motel thing, most likely, and make it about his mom.
Yeah.
Bates Motel was cool.
Yeah.
Modern horror.
Never watched.
That's true.
But I know what it's about.
Modern horror.
Yeah. So
we did it.
I think we covered a lot. Fun conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Any ideas for 2 weeks from now? 'Cause I'm probably not going back to the theater until Red 1 comes out.
Insane.
We can talk about how that looks like shit. We can talk about how that looks like a Netflix movie.
I think it'd be entertaining.
Technically, it'd be a Prime movie because it's an MGM release.
It looks like Red Notice.
You're not interested in going to go see... Wait, when does Gladiator 2 drop?
Like like the week after Red 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
November. November might be a stacked month.
It is. I agree.
I'm doing the Wicked, Gladiator. I'm doing full Barbenheimer that weekend.
Oh, yeah. Wicked looks like it's going to be good.
I'm doing the whole Wicked.
Can you mesh the two together and watch them simultaneously so you can have Maximus's offspring fighting a witch?
Wicked Gladiator.
There you go.
Glad-dicked. I'm getting Gladic down.
That's how it goes down in Richmond.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I'll be back. Put a wrap on this episode. It's Rec League. Yo. Hey, yo, your opinion is not a fact. No more important than the next person. Are you a piece of shit human just cause your ex hurting? Only a few fucking things in this life you can bet that's certain. Death, taxes, and Randy got that alphabet working. Keeping firefighters employed, imagine I am a flame-spitting dragon. Rapping, talk your shit, then I start dragging you worse than you can imagine. Those I thought believed in me became atheists. I ain't ever played a fucking victim since February 86. Peace is what I need. Neo out here dodging the craziness. Or dudes in they feelings, hurt demeanor, switch to soft like baby shit. Been in a clinic with y'all. Doc said I'm clearly iller. I needed 16 bars, so that shit was just some filler. We can have a civil discussion, but we can scream too instead. Just remember that Randy told you Billy and Stu were two high school loser ass dickheads. Collector or a pack rat, stacking Blu-rays on Tuesdays. Hit my dog Nick for them codes for nude trades. And chill until the next episode.